Why is Frieza invisible? Can someone please fix this game?
What's up guys, welcome to another video, and yeah, today I'm just gonna jump straight to it and explain why Dragon Ball Z Final Stand sucks, why it's a horrible game, what can be better, the good, the bad. I mean, there's almost no good at this point, but yeah. So I feel like the key problem with this game is the fact that the creators of the game do not play the game. And honestly, at first I was kind of just saying this because when I looked around in the game, there were so many problems where it was like they were almost manufactured by the game. Like, these were problems where if you created a game, you'd be like, wow, if I played this game, I genuinely would never add this. And I always go around saying, yeah, like, there's no way someone who plays this game would actively go out of their way to add this problem to the game. And it was actually revealed to me today that the creators indeed do not play the game, which was actually not surprising when you think about it, because some of the problems with this game, which include NPCs being overpowered, as you can see in this clip, I'm a Super Saiyan and I can't one-shot snakes, which are level 1. So that in itself is a problem. And another problem with the NPCs is the aggro. Now, aggro is NPC's aggressive behavior towards you. Now, aggro in the original Final Stand, in Final Stand OG, was actually a glitch that happened usually in the Tournament of Power, where some NPCs which weren't meant to be awoken yet will be awakened and will cause problems for you and come and start fighting you. And this was actually perceived as a problem by the whole community, and no one really liked it, but it wasn't a huge problem because it was just a glitch. Like, it's a glitch. So it's not something that the creators intended, like, did it on purpose, but yeah, like, so that was not really a big problem, and it rarely ever happened. But this aggro system in this game has been put by the developers themselves. Like, they sat down and said, yes, we want this to be in our game. So obviously that's one of the problems with the NPCs, and the biggest problem with the aggro isn't even the fact that you can't come close to the NPCs. It's actually more to do with the fact that the NPCs themselves leave, like, the aggro is so high to the point that the range, like, you genuinely have to get out of their range in order for the aggro to stop, obviously. But I feel like the range of the aggro in Dragon Ball Z Final Stand Remastered is just, it's something else. I mean, you could be miles and miles away from an NPC and it'd still be chasing you down. I've been chased by NPCs. I've been on Namek. I was chased literally from one edge of the map to the other by a Namekian warrior. I wasn't fighting this Namekian warrior. I was fighting a different NPC next to the Namekian warrior. And then all of a sudden it starts hitting me and chased me across the map to kill me. And that gets me to my next point. My next point is the fact that you lose money when you die. Now, obviously, some people are like, oh, that makes it more realistic because when you die in real life, you obviously would lose some money, blah, blah, blah. First off, this is a game that's not based on real life. It's based on literal fiction. Secondly, yeah, that wouldn't be a problem if you were actually dying to NPCs you were trying to defeat. Because like I just said with the Namekian NPC, I was fighting a completely different NPC. And I was chased down by this Namekian NPC, which killed me. So I just lost money for an NPC I wasn't even fighting. Like, that's literally punishing your players for trying to play your game. You're adding a punishment to playing your game. There's a reason why the fan base is dying. And another thing I want to say about the fan base is, if you look at this game, there are only 1,100 active players, and at peak times, I'll say 3,000 to 4,000 active players, and that's a problem because the people who play this game are not new players. I guarantee like 99% of the people who play the game are people who've played OG Final Stand before and are playing it for nostalgia purposes. And as we know, nostalgia only runs so far. Like, at some point, people are going to get tired of nostalgia and expect something new, because at the end of the day, this is a remastered game. It's not the same, it's not meant to be the same product over again. Because At some times I really just sit down and think, man, I'd be much better off just playing OG Final Stand at this point because this game's honestly whack. And again, another thing that causes these games to be so horrible is the lag. Now, the beauty of OG Final Stand was um OG Final Stand was very simple. It was a very simple game. That's what made it different to other Dragon Ball games. Other Dragon Ball games, they had the special effects. You transform. It has a whole cutscene. This game didn't have that. OG Final Stand didn't have that. It literally looked like Roblox Dragon Ball. That's what was so special about it. You can look at it and go, ah, like this is a Dragon Ball game on Roblox. Like it was so simple. The animation was choppy but not bad, and everyone loved it for that. But with this game, they tried too hard. They tried too hard to make it look too good. They add smoke animation to the key blast. They add so many things, and I'm not complaining about that, but I have to complain because at the end of the day, realize that this is Roblox. It's a Roblox game. Okay. If you add too much details on Roblox, Roblox can't handle that. I play on a PS5. A PS5 is made and it's going to be able to handle GTA 6. And it can't even handle Dragon Ball Z Final Stand Remastered. Like, you add too much stuff, you add too much detail that no one asks for, too much stuff that nobody cares about because you don't play the game. You think, oh, this looks cool, this looks dope. Yes, it might for people, for someone who doesn't play the game. But we're talking about actual gameplay here. What people care about in your game isn't just looks and ooh, ah, so shiny, so good looking. Is more the functionality of the game. If your game looks phenomenal and the gameplay is horrible, who's gonna play your game? As we've seen, you're losing players. At the peak times of this game, I think it was about 14,000. I might even be stretching it, but about 14,000 active players. Now you're seeing numbers like 1,000, and I wouldn't be surprised if this game starts hitting the 900s. Now, another problem is the developers. I feel like they should change the development team. Either change the development team or get ready to take some criticism, because the creator of this game, if you don't know, his name is Snake World, and you could kind of see a difference in attitude between now and OG Final Stand now. Obviously, when OG Final Stand came out, he was relatively unknown. He still had projects like ABA and stuff, but he was still not the rich, big Roblox developer that he is today. So now that he's grown, he has popular games, he's made his money, he just doesn't have the same hunger anymore. With OG Final Stand, he used to play the game with the developers. He used to actually do the PvP. He used to actually like be with the community. Now with this game, the last time Snake really interacted with the community, I'm not talking about, oh, he made a post like, oh, here's an update log. No, as in interacted with the community, gave and got feedback from the community, like a conversation with the community, was on the 19th of October 2025. So that was last year. That's almost 3 months ago now. And mind you, he's released updates within this time period. And it was actually a poll that he posted. He asked something along the lines of, how do we feel about Dragon Ball Z Final Stand? There were 3 choices. Was 1 being the game is too hard, 2 being it's too laggy, and 3 being it's perfect. Now I remember 10% picked it's perfect, then another like a few picked it's laggy, and then the majority picked it's too hard. That's a problem, right? And he receives that and does nothing about it. I've literally listed everything that makes this game hard, and because he doesn't play the game, he doesn't know this. Now, how I know he doesn't play the game, he goes, there was a time a fan said something about Goku beating him when the game was fresh. This was literally a day after the game came out or something. And the fan is like, oh, Goku in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber has been whooping me for minutes and minutes straight. And Snake goes, yeah, something like, you just have to keep on training with them to get used to their fighting style. There's nothing an NPC can do that you can't. Excuse me? There's nothing an NPC can do that you can't. NPCs have infinite ki. NPCs don't have to charge. They can use whatever move they want. They don't even chase you. They literally magnet to you. If you've watched the aggro on some of these NPCs, they don't fly towards you. No, 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 no. They're attracted to you. They pull towards you. It's like pulling something with a string. It's like running away with something attached to you. It's just going to be drawn towards you. So yeah, that's definitely a problem in this game. And I honestly feel like if you want the game to progress forward, you can't have the same closed-minded development team running it, because they're just gonna be like, "Oh, is there a problem?" And everyone says, "Yeah, there is a problem," and they go, "Oh yeah, well, who cares? I was just asking because I felt like asking." But that's another problem. Now, another problem with this game is the game is very grind heavy and grind based, and because of how hard the NPCs are and how tough they are, it makes it difficult for people to grind in the game. So most fights have to be a 2v1. Like I just said with the aggro, in OG Final Stand, you go, you fight an NPC, you damage it, damage it, damage it. Once you're running out of ki, you fly away, and then you go charge up and then come back and fight. In this game, you don't have the luxury of doing that. If you go to fight an NPC, you better be able to kill it, because if you're not able to kill it, you can't escape. There's a 10% chance of you escaping, because if you're flying away, it will just keep hawking you down and hawking you down and hawking you down until it finishes you. I've been chased by Cybermen from their location all the way down to Satan City. They don't belong in Satan City. Now, so that causes most of the battles to have to be 2v1s, meaning you actually have to find other people to fight with you. Now, when you can't find someone else to fight with you, you just end up quitting the game because you can't level up by yourself. There's nothing you can do. You can't fight NPCs by yourself. And because you can't fight NPCs by yourself, you can't do raids by yourself. So what can you really do but just quit the game? Now, another thing that needs to be changed is the difficulty of some raids. Some raids are just stupidly difficult, like the Frieza dungeon raid. I mean, anyone who's ever completed that raid has completed it within an inch of their life. And some bosses, it's like it just doesn't make sense. Actually make it equal. Don't just give them infinite energy. Look at Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Fighters. Look at Dragon Ball Z Universe 2. Look at literally any other game. Even in Call of Duty, your opponent still has to reload. Even if it's CPU, they still have to reload. In anime games, they still have to charge up. In literally anything, they don't have infinite health or infinite ki or infinite. They get stunned. They can feel what you feel. It's actually even between the player and the CPU. But with this game, I feel like Snake is just very lazy to a sense where he can't make the fighting styles different. So all he does is just tweak a few little moves depending on the NPC, and then just increases the strength level drastically. Because all of them fight the exact same with their few different skill moves. The only reason the game is actually hard is because of how much stronger the NPC is compared to you, and that is horrible. Now, another thing that the game needs to change is some of the items, like the Senzu beans. Why are they so expensive? Why are things so expensive? Like, why in OG Final Stand a single Senzu bean costs 1,000 yen, and in this game it costs 3,000 yen for one single bean. So with 10k in the old Final Stand, you could get 10 beans. With 10k, you can only get 3 in this Final Stand. Why? And mind you, the quests in this Final Stand give the exact same amount of Zenny as the quest in OG Final Stand. And let me add on to the fact by reminding you that you lose Zenny every time you die. So you already have a system that's against how much money you can earn. You're basically getting taxed per quest. This is literally what he does. He's taxing you by taking money from you every time you die. So after taking money from you, you still have to think of the fact that whatever you're purchasing in this game is highly expensive. And this affects the behavior of players, because nowadays people can't even help people fight. Like, let's say I'm chilling around and someone's like, "Oh, can you help me with this Frieza quest?" I'd want to help them, I'd want to play with them, but I start thinking, is it really worth it? Because if I go to fight Frieza now, I'm gonna die and I'm gonna lose some money, and I don't even have to do the Frieza quest. So why would I put myself in a position where I'm gonna just be losing money and losing money every time I die, just for a quest that I don't even have to do right now? So anytime someone asks me to do a Frieza quest with them, I just tell them, hey, I'm sorry, man, but I don't got that quest right now. You gotta find someone else to do it with. Not because I don't want to help them, but because I can't. Because if I help them, I'm definitely gonna die to Frieza. I mean, it's guaranteed. I'm a level 195. What am I gonna do against Frieza? I'm definitely gonna die. I'm not saying that I can't help them. I can help them, but I'm definitely gonna die. And when I die, that makes me lose money, which is very unfair to me and all the other players, because now they have no one to help them, because it's meant to be a 2v1, right? Now they have no one to be that second person, and they have no one to do raids with. What's the second best option? Just quit. Just quit the game. What am I gonna put myself through all this stress for? Just quit the game. Simple and short. Now, another problem with Dragon Ball Z Final Stand is not just the cost of materials, but the utility of materials. Again, I will go to Senzu beans. Senzu beans are meant to heal your health and ki. In this game, Senzu beans just heal your health. So not only are you paying 3 times the amount, you're literally also paying for half the use. In the original Final Stand, you pay 1,000 Zenny for 1 Senzu bean, which heals your full health and your full ki. In this game, you pay 3,000 Zenny, which heals your full health and no ki. Now, another thing, if you remember in the OG Final Stand, you had beans that could be shared with your teammates and your friends. So whenever you're doing raids or bosses or something like that, you can heal each other, you can heal your team. Now, I'm not even asking for the other different bean colors, because so far, it doesn't look like we need that in this game, because, I mean, we've been carrying along fine. But what we do need is to lower the prices of the beans and to add the full effect. Because why, if you watch Dragon Ball, you literally get ki from eating a Senzu bean. So why don't we get that here? Now, another problem that I want to talk about in this game is the Saiyan race. The Saiyan race as a whole. Now, when you start the game, the first thing you, like 90% of players do would pick Saiyan race. I mean, no one sits down and watches Dragon Ball and be like, oh my god, you know who I really want to play as when I play a Dragon Ball game? Dodoria. No, that's just not what's happening. You hop on a game, you want to be like Goku, you want to be like Vegeta, you want to go Super Saiyan, you want to go Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue. You want to do that. Now, Saiyan races are arguably the worst race in this game, which is horrible when you think about the fact that Saiyans are the most popular race in Dragon Ball, and most of the players you're playing with would want to be playing as Saiyans. Saiyans don't have any abilities. As Majins, they have Absorb. Jiren has a Frieza race, they have the stronger Ki Blast. Androids has also the Ki Absorb. Jiren has getting stronger as their health goes down, which should be a Saiyan ability, and let me get into that now. So, Saiyans, as we saw in the tournament power, and as we've seen throughout the show, and especially in the Broly movie, they get stronger as they fight. This has been a point in Dragon Ball since the OG days up until the last, okay, that wasn't the last Dragon Ball Super movie, but the Broly movie. Goku is known to adapt fast, to catch up to his peers fast. So why is it that in this game, Saiyans have no ability like that? They get a Zenkai boost, which is just a slight health and ki gain. After, is it every 5 minutes or every once in a lifetime? They don't get any abilities like getting stronger when they get weaker, or getting stronger. What I feel like should happen with Saiyans is they get stronger the weaker they get. They should add like more stats the weaker they get, or more stats the more combinations they land, or more hits they take, because at the end of the day, Saiyans get stronger as they fight. That will change the whole dynamic of the Saiyans. Now, another thing, super God forms, not just Super Saiyan God forms, God Namekian, or whatever you call it. They should all heal you, because that's what God forms do. They should add some sort of healing passive ability. That's what makes a God form. And people shouldn't be able to sense your ki in God form. That's just another slight thing I wanted to add. But anyways, another thing that ruins the experience for players in this game, let me think. Quests are unbelievably hard in Earth. So far, dynamic quests have been fairly understandable, fairly easy. But on Earth, you have quests like, oh, you have to kill this guy without dying, or do this percent of damage to this health, or that percent of damage. So Snake knows that you're getting help, because if he didn't know you were getting help from other people, he wouldn't add a percentage of damage requirement on these bosses. But he does, which is why he adds that. So why make the quest so difficult? Why do that? This game is dying. This game is gonna keep dying if these things aren't changed. And I feel like these things are simple fixes. It's very simple. Fix your NPCs. Literally just give them the exact same behavior as the OG Final Stand. Give your NPCs the exact same behavior as OG Final Stand, and no one will complain. Give the Saiyan race a buff, like give them some sort of passive ability. Make the Zenkai better. Make them get stronger as they fight, as they do in the anime. Listen to people and their problems. And don't try so hard with things. The harder you try, the more laggy the game is gonna get. Like, just make it simple. That's what the beauty of this game is about. It's simplicity. So yeah, that's kind of all I have to say on this topic. I honestly believe this game is gonna get worse and worse and worse, because Snake, one, he's not gonna watch this video. Two, even if anyone sends it to him, he's just not gonna watch. He doesn't take criticism well. So yeah, I think this game is just gonna slowly die and fall to obscurity. But what can we do?